Greetings, my enthusiastic friend. Our guest for today is a player called Vani572, representing the RU server. As you already know, he's gonna show us his skills on Des Moines. It's one thing to control a ship sitting comfortably in a cozy armchair in front of a display, and it's completely different to be in the conning tower of a cruiser in the middle of a sea battle. For the third day, our international squadron, comprising 12 warships, had been located in the North Sector. Our scouts reported that Red Alliance forces were focused specifically on this region. There were 4 straits marked on my tactical map with the letters A, B, C, and D. Our squadron had a definite combat mission: capture and hold these points at any cost. At 10:30, we received information that the enemy squadron had set off in our direction. My Des Moines needed to provide fire support in a small strait between points A and B. Enemy Ibuki was detected 13 kilometers away. Our new Mark 16 would easily penetrate the Japanese cruiser armor at this distance. I ordered the senior artillery officer to open fire with armor-piercing shells. First shots, and all of them hit the citadel. Ibuki hid behind an island. But Edinburgh was coming right after. The Brits started to slow down to lay a smokescreen, but our guns were already aimed at the enemy. And again, we penetrated the citadel. Edinburgh forgot about the smokescreen and tried to escape, but Allied Tirpitz was ahead of me. Stubborn German. Couldn't forgive me for the lost rank star since Marine School. The Allied destroyer started to set a smokescreen. That's great cover for my Des Moines firing at distant targets. Suddenly, an enemy Shimakaze appeared from behind an island. I gave an order to load high-explosive shells. That wasn't in vain. Our shells caused pillars of fire and smoke to appear on the deck of the Japanese destroyer. Like a wounded whale, Shimakaze literally leapt into shallow water, where she sank under the fire of our allies. The smokescreen dissipated, and New Orleans appeared in the distance. And again, I gave the order to load the armor-piercing shells. Fire! 2 of our salvos literally crushed the American. Our first blood in this battle. And at that moment, something hit our left side. A deafening noise. And again, somebody was counterfiring at us. One of the officers came in and reported that there was a fire on the foredeck, and the damage control parties started to extinguish it. I commanded full astern to escape artillery fire. An island helped us, but we were badly beaten. Scouts reported that Red Alliance were left with 7 warships versus our 8. Enemy Minotaur and Dmitry Donskoy attempted an aggressive breakthrough to point B. A salvo at the Brit. Miss. I ordered my crew to shift fire to Donskoy. I could clearly see through the binoculars that the shells hit the enemy cruiser in the center of their right side, directly in the citadel. Donskoy quickly changes course, trying to avoid her imminent doom. And she did it. At that moment, Minotaur showed her forward end from behind the nearby cape. An armor-piercing salvo. The British cruiser fired back. It was the last thing she managed to do. 6 shells hit Minotaur in the citadel at once. A powerful explosion. Apparently, the magazine of the British cruiser detonated. We had to get out from the heavy return fire immediately. Judging by the reports from the other ships, we fully controlled the straits at points A and B. Some enemies retreated. However, the enemy North Carolina that breached the opposite flank was still a threat to the Allies. And again, I ordered my crew to change the type of shells. High explosive shells hit the battleship's silhouette precisely, one by one. I could clearly see, even at such a distance, how several fires embraced the battleship. North Carolina went to the bottom of the sea. Soon we would control the strait at point D as well. At that moment, Roan was heading right towards me. We fired high explosive shells. The enemy changed her course. I gave the order to load armor-piercing shells and slowed down so it would be harder for Roan to hit us. The burning German hid behind an island. However, the fire did its job. Roan sank, but it wasn't victory yet. Literally 5 kilometers away from me, enemy Goering started to set a smokescreen. I commanded full ahead and starboard because I knew the torpedoes were already approaching my cruiser. Meanwhile, shells were raining out of the smokescreen. My crew fired at random. Salvo. Another one. Goering destroyed. Then I heard reports about a fire close to the funnel. Donskoy was firing at us, but the torpedoes to starboard were a greater threat. Time stopped. The alerts of the approaching torpedoes were bursting from the speakers. The dead silence in the conning tower was interrupted by a flagman's shout. Missed. Red Alliance forces were destroyed. Monarch tried to pass through the strait at point B, but she didn't make it. My high-explosive shells burnt down the Brit. The North Sector is ours. The combat mission is complete. Right. A captain's job is not an easy one. A captain bears great responsibility. For not only the ship, but for each officer, sailor, and even the ship's cat. For that battle, Vani 572 earned more than 1 million credits. A 4,500 free experience, 5 medals, and inflicted 315,000 damage. We're granting our hero doubloons. And he also gets a chance to decorate the mast of his Des Moines with the Sea Smackdown commemorative flag. On a related note, I'm sure that the next lucky captain to get a reward will be you, my daring friend. Don't forget to send me your replay.